Negan is in Tekken 7. Yes, I know this isn't new news, he's been in the game since early 2019, but I only recently got the chance to play as him, so I quickly want to talk about one of the most unexpected Walking Dead crossovers to date. And I'm sorry that this is the second video game video in a row. I will be doing an in defense of video next and another separate video, so don't worry, I've not turned into some kind of video game channel. Anyway, Tekken 7 was on sale on the UK PlayStation Store not too long ago, as were its season passes, and I actually think it's on sale again now. Now personally, I'm not a fan of the season pass and DLC culture in modern video games, especially when Tekken 7 locks out my favourite character, Savina, behind a season pass, you absolute bastards, but that's another story altogether. At the time, the base game and the first season pass, which includes Negan, were on sale for about 20 quid altogether, which I didn't think was too bad a deal, as seeing as most games nowadays cost about 40 to 50 quid anyway, so I thought, why the hell not, let's buy it and give Negan a go. Now the first question you're probably asking yourself is, why the hell is Negan in Tekken? Well, as far as I can tell via briefly looking on the internet, Katashiro Harada, chief director of Tekken, and Michael Murray, who works as a game designer on the series, are both big fans of The Walking Dead, so wanted Negan in their game. So that's how the leader of the Saviours ends up in the universe where he finds himself fighting a panda. And as far as I'm concerned, Negan fighting a panda is still a better story than anything to do with the Junkyard group. Bear in mind, before I go any further with this video, I'm not a Tekken expert by any means, if that wasn't already apparent from my gameplay footage. I love Tekken 3 on the original PlayStation and dabbled with 4 and 5 as well as the excellent tag games, but it's never really been my go-to fighter game, so you aren't going to see any high level play or analysis, I'm afraid. Instead, I mostly want to talk about how well I think the Tekken team have really captured the feel of Negan in this video game. When I first saw the Negan Tekken character trailer a couple of years ago, I wrote it off as some cheap dumb crossover. However, now that I've had the chance to actually play as him, I kind of feel bad for thinking this, because it's obvious that Katashiro and Michael and the rest of the Tekken team clearly put a lot of love and attention and care into developing his character. I mean, first off, just look at the way he moves and tell me that the developers haven't got Negan swaggered down to a T. Then you've got his crouching stance, which is pretty much exactly the same motion as when we see him crouching in front of Rick during the Lucille lineup. Then we have his Rage Art move, which are Tekken 7 special moves that can be used once the Rage meter is active. And well, just look at it for yourself.
Give me strength. Punish!
I'd love to see Peter see this clip of Negan bashing in a panda's skull. I mean, this is the same company that kicked off about Tanuki Mario, so I can imagine their reaction when seeing this. If anyone wants to troll them with this clip, then be my guest. Anyway, let's move on to Negan's standard moves. Like most characters in Tekken, Negan has a regular stance and a separate stance that can be triggered to perform a set of moves exclusive to that stance. Negan's special stance is aptly titled Intimidation, and it's basically just him holding Lucille over his shoulder. I'm sure some people might find this a bit stupid, but I love it. The name of the stance and the stance itself just fits perfectly with Negan's character. He has a move called No Exceptions, which is of course what Negan said before killing Glenn. Secret Weapon has Negan reaching for his knife, stabbing the opponent in the guts in a similar fashion to how he killed Spencer. He has a taunt called Let Me In, a reference itself to when he stood outside Alexandria saying "Little pig let me in," which has him do his famous saviour whistle. If you perform this, it's going to leave you massively open to attack, so you need to be as cocky as Negan to pull this off. Finally, Negan has a throw called Into the Furnace, in which he grabs his opponent and throws them in the same manner that he did to Dr. Carson at Sanctuary. I'm sure there are more references to The Walking Dead in his move list, but these are just some that I quickly picked up on whilst playing. I love the attention to Negan given in this game, ranging from the way he struts around the stage to the names of his attacks. Subsequent updates allow you to play as Negan in his prison outfit, as well as change his hair to its shorter version. And of course, if you want to dress Negan up in gold trousers, a karate top, butterfly wings, and what looks like a flying Nemo over his shoulder, well, Tekken 7 has that option covered as well. The point of this video isn't me trying to sell you on Tekken 7, hashtag sponsor me Bandai Namco, or telling you that you must play this game. It's more the fact that I just wanted to point out that I feel that the developers have actually put quite a lot of effort into creating Negan in this game, and he's also actually quite fun to use. I have briefly looked on the Tekken Reddit page, and it does appear that there are some Tekken fans who aren't a fan of him due to his long pre and post match cinematics, constant shouting during fights,
Like that. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. Shit. Shit.
and some believing he's out of place in a game that includes a weird space squid samurai ninja thing, a panda, and a female robot who fights by throwing her own head at opponents, although I'd counter this and say that Negan is so over the top that he fits right at home amongst these oddballs. But for me, as someone whose last Tekken game was Tekken Tag 2 on the Wii U in 2012, I have to say that weirdly the prospect of playing as Negan was one of the reasons why I picked the game up on sale, and I'm quite enjoying the game and enjoying playing as him. When I first saw the trailer for Negan in Tekken 7, I wrote it off as some kind of weird cheap gimmick, but it's clear that Katasuhiro Harada and Michael Murray are big Walking Dead fans, and I think they should be proud of how well they've recreated Negan in this game. I just wish I was a bit better at playing as him. So there you go everyone, there's my quick thoughts on Negan in Tekken 7. Please let me know your thoughts below. Have you played as Negan in Tekken 7, or do you think this is the most stupid crossover you've ever seen? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know, and I shall see you all very soon. As always, thank you and goodbye.